Welcome to The Insider by DFIN, where we take an inside look at what's happening in our business and what we're hearing from our clients. Today, we're going to be focused on cybersecurity, specifically the security of our own DFIN product, the new ActiveDisclosure. I'm joined here today by Danny Combs, Chief Information Security Officer at DFIN, Donnelley Financial Solutions. For almost a decade in his role in the United States Air Force, Danny managed cybersecurity operations and information risk activities for military and government organizations as a member of the North American Aerospace Defense Command, National Security Agency, Air Intelligence Agency, and more. He participated in missions ranging from homeland defense to offensive operations around the world. Now, having shifted to civilian life, Danny's bringing that same expertise to DFIN. Danny, welcome to The Insider.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
With the experience of decades of serving SEC clients, last year, DFIN introduced the new ActiveDisclosure. It is built from the ground up. It's the newest disclosure software in the market. Our team of DFIN experts, along with our valued clients, built a purpose-driven SEC compliance tool, new ActiveDisclosure. It's a cloud and browser-based financial reporting software that transforms regulatory reporting with seamless integration. It is simple and fast onboarding and a variety of intelligent core filing tools. We wanted to provide all of our existing and future clients with the tools and support they need to collaborate with their advisors and teams. Our new ActiveDisclosure solution does just that. It delivers the required capabilities without the unnecessary expensive features our clients do not need or want. And our expanding market share shows it's working. The market wants what we have built, and we have built it with a focus on security. Danny, our first question, talk to me about new ActiveDisclosure and what security measures you put in place to protect our clients.
Sure, Craig. So security is of the utmost importance to DFIN. Protecting our clients, partners, and business has always been and remains critical to who we are and what we do. Since we introduced the new solution, we made continual improvements throughout the organization based upon client needs and client demands. However, for ActiveDisclosure, since its creation, it has always been a secure solution for our clients. Existing clients have always had the opportunity to take full advantage of our advanced security solutions, as well as our cybersecurity defense team, who are dedicated to protecting their data, their reports, and their files.
Awesome. So can you elaborate on what our clients are receiving and how you are working to protect their content and their assets?
Sure. So DFIN is dedicated to protecting the data and assets of our clients. We have measures and processes in place to protect our clients' critical information. This includes rigorous testing and training to combat issues, embracing modern SDLC and continuous integration, continuous development best practices, and adopting system protection technologies. So for example, we've adopted what we refer to as our shift left security methodology. This represents our commitment to introducing security controls and validations early in the software development lifecycle. We use a variety of tools to scan and monitor our code as it's being developed, which really enables us to identify and mitigate potential risks before they're introduced into our solutions. We have a team of talented security analysts who execute in-depth security assessments, for example, penetration tests against our own products and services. These assessments are conducted no less than annually and oftentimes far more frequently. In essence, we attack ourselves in our effort to mitigate cyber risk before a bad actor can do so.
Great. You can tell your military training you're bringing to DFIN to protect us. Can you walk me through what makes the new ActiveDisclosure the industry standard?
Sure. So ActiveDisclosure has what we refer to as a zero trust architecture with detective and preventative security controls in place, leveraging some of the latest next generation security technology available on the market. Our client data is encrypted at rest with AES 256-bit encryption, as well as with TLS version 1.2 for while in transit. Of course, we have other technologies to include firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, detailed logging and aggregation platforms, automated attack mitigation capabilities, multi-factor authentication, and we provide 24/7 security monitoring, 365 days a year. We also conduct regular network, server, operating system, and other vulnerability scans. We regularly deploy our patches, such as the Microsoft monthly patches. We back up our systems regularly. We host those backups in Azure. We need to ensure we have the capability to identify anomalous activity and to be able to do so in near real time. Our Security Operations Center monitors our environment 24/7 for anomalous activity. DFIN also sources cyber threat intelligence information from a variety of government and private sector sources, and we monitor the dark web for any activity, seeking out the latest tactics and exploitation techniques used by hackers and update our security protocols accordingly.
So how does all that work?
So our enterprise security team, which supports all of our incident response, our application security, network security, our governance risk compliance programs, all of those associates are on call to provide the necessary support to help support and to help monitor all activity. So how do we do this? Well, through the use of security tools and utilities, we scan and monitor all DFIN digital assets. We have an in-house cyber defense team complemented by retained third-party cybersecurity services. We provide around-the-clock security monitoring and cybersecurity incident response capabilities. We leverage our cyber threat intelligence to systematically block known bad IP addresses, suspect ISPs, and other higher risk traffic that may try to interact with our systems. We provide cybersecurity training to all DFIN employees, really helping to educate them on best practices to identify and defend against today's cyber threats. Then lastly, we manage a comprehensive set of security policies and security configuration standards that really govern how we securely build our solutions, as well as how we secure the data entrusted to us by our clients.
That's amazing. It's just terrific what your team's doing. Can you share more on the details of DFIN's security operations team that you lead?
So we provide on-site support, our virtual support in the cloud to all of our clients. These system logs generated by the new ActiveDisclosure are aggregated, correlated into our security platform, and monitored 24/7, 365 days a year. Any anomalies are flagged and then thoroughly investigated. Our monitoring platform will also identify malicious behavior and the tactics, techniques, and procedures known to be used by threat or bad actors. Our teams leverage a variety of tools and techniques to monitor the dark web to identify new attack techniques and new threat actors who may have interest in targeting our platforms or our clients. DFIN's cyber defense team monitors connections into our VPN, our Azure instances, and other critical services and infrastructure that may originate from higher risk ISPs or higher risk geographic locations. For example, we categorically block all activity from ISPs that we associate with known bad actors. Lastly, it's important to know how to respond to today's evolving threats. So we conduct routine attack simulations and tabletop incident response exercises, which ensure that our teams are comfortable and confident in executing our response protocols in those critical moments.
You often talk at conferences and to our internal teams about DFIN Protect. What is DFIN Protect and how does it relate to ActiveDisclosure?
Sure. Our DFIN Protect is a security training program for all of our associates where they learn cybersecurity best practices to better protect our organization and our clients. This includes enterprise communications to educate and address timely topics, monthly phishing simulation campaigns, security awareness training focusing on cyber threats and phishing awareness, social engineering, and much more. For higher risk roles, such as our technology teams, we also conduct additional in-depth training on relevant topics, such as secure software development best practices and more.
DFIN Protect, it's terrific. Thank you. All of these security measures, procedures, and protocols are not just for ActiveDisclosure. Can you talk to us about how you're applying them to all DFIN products and solutions?
So while our products are comprised of a variety of technology, we establish security monitoring and response programs and the capability for all of our products and services. So whether the product is in the cloud or whether it's hosted in one of our facilities, our capabilities are equally as robust.
So as we move to just some general security questions, the first one that I wanted to ask you was about the difference between SOC 1 and SOC 2.
Sure. So if I take a step back, so what is SOC? So SOC is a series of certifications developed by the American Institute of CPAs, or the AICPA. A SOC report defines the criteria for a customer based upon 5 trust principles: security, availability, processing, integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. So a SOC 1 report focuses in on an organization's controls that are relevant to their clients' financial statements, whereas a SOC 2 report focuses on an organization's controls relevant to operations and compliance. DFIN elects to produce a SOC 2 report since it is most representative of our client needs and independently conveys our overall posture related to security, availability, and confidentiality. We just feel it's more robust and therefore more valuable than a SOC 1 report.
Thank you. What's happening with the latest data privacy rules and regulations here in the US and abroad? And what is DFIN and your security doing to address these issues?
Sure. So in absence of a comprehensive US privacy law, multiple states continue to initiate privacy laws and various regulatory bills that drive protections over personally identifiable information within their respective states. Thus far in 2022, this would include New York, Washington, Florida, Oklahoma, and Indiana. Also, the California Consumer Protection Act, known as the CCPA, has been enforced since January of 2020, but it soon will be replaced by the California Privacy Rights Act, commonly known as the CPRA. This will introduce additional privacy expectations for organizations around the globe. DFIN has put in measures to address requirements for both CCPA and the upcoming CPRA, which includes updating our privacy notifications, our contractual terms and conditions, as well as conducting detailed reviews across our supply chain to ensure our vendor relationships, to ensure our suppliers meet these new expectations. And lastly, DFIN's added additional training regarding recent changes to New York's SHIELD Act, a law that governs data breach notifications. Both the CCPA and New York SHIELD Act are incorporated within our annual training provided to all employees.
That's great. Whether it's global, whether it's individual states taking action, DFIN is ready to ensure that you're compliant and ahead of the game. So what do organizations need to be aware of as you look into 2022 of how these regulations will impact them and our clients?
So the various regulations and laws around the world continue to evolve. So let me touch upon a few that I think are most notable. First, China's Personal Information Protection Law, which went into effect November 1st of 2021, increased the regulatory landscape in China. This law established ground rules of how data is collected, used, and stored within mainland China. It also outlines data processing requirements for companies based outside of China, including the requirement to pass a security assessment conducted by Chinese state authorities. Also, the Colorado Privacy Act, Virginia's Consumer Data Protection Act, California's Privacy Rights Act are all coming into force in 2023, which will require companies to review their overall compliance program. And then lastly, continue to monitor global activity, specifically though in Canada, the UK, Brazil, and India, where privacy regulations continue to evolve more rapidly.
That's great insight. A question that I often get is specific to CCPA and certainly GDPR. What guidance can you give to our clients as they think about CCPA and GDPR compliance?
Sure. It's important to understand where your data exists, how that data flows throughout your business, which suppliers store, process, or transmit your company's data. And based upon where your data resides, we need to understand which region you or your vendor partners are processing the data and where your clients are located. It's so important to identify which data protection regulations will apply. It's also important to establish a robust supply chain security program to ensure vendor partners are adhering to data privacy laws and security best practices.
So as our clients listen to this, what do you think organizations need to do to be compliant with these new laws and by when?
So there's a lot to consider here, Craig. So let me begin with, it's so very important that all organizations They implement the privacy by design and the privacy by default strategies that are defined within the GDPR, but they're into all facets of data and system management life cycles. That organizations encrypt their data at rest and their data in transit. That we review the retention processes and procedures for such as data backups. That they ensure that they have well-defined processes to address what's known as subject access requests. A subject access request is an important component of many regulations around the world, to include the GDPR, the CCPA, and most likely future privacy laws. And this allows employees and customers to request and receive a copy of all personal information that a company has collected about them. We want to ensure that we're updating our contracts, terms, and policies to address the varying requirements, and to review our supplier relationships and the data transfer agreements to ensure that suppliers have adequate measures in place to protect personal information.
Danny, we believe our new ActiveDisclosure checks all the boxes for our clients' reporting needs. It certainly checks the security boxes. Can you walk us through that checklist?
Sure. So ActiveDisclosure successfully obtains a SOC 2. We protect our clients' user identity through single sign-on and multi-factor technologies, which is so very important in today's age of phishing attacks. We leverage our cyber threat intelligence program in order to proactively identify known bad actors, known high-risk ISPs. We leverage strong encryption of all data, whether in transit or at rest. Our secure software development methodologies, complemented by our secure code vulnerability scans to identify and mitigate risk before they're introduced into our products. And third-party security assessments are routinely conducted, providing independent assurances of our security posture.
Thank you. On behalf of DFIN, thank you, Danny, for your industry insights on the new ActiveDisclosure security, DFIN Protect, global data privacy regulations, trends, and more. DFIN's investment in security protects our entire product and service portfolio, from ActiveDisclosure to our File 16 solution, our Venue virtual data room, our ARC suite of products, eBrevia artificial intelligence providing contract management, our Data Protect solution, which provides security for personal identifiable information, find it and redact it anywhere. What a great dialogue today. We have confidence, our clients should have confidence in DFIN. I'm Craig Clay, president of DFIN, and this has been The Insider.